Very good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Thank
Hello.
you for having me. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Ms. Sarah, we have watched we are watching the inaugural session of Egypt's parliament. This is the first parliament after the 30th of June revolution, and many people are building hopes on this parliament. So how did you follow up the opening session?
Well, the opening session started today at 9, as we all know. We've been waiting for it since 8. It's a new parliament with new hope, and it shows all sectors of the society are there. I find it very hopeful, and hopefully they will be up to the challenges they will be facing.
So, as you said, they are facing lots and lots of challenges in the coming period, especially that they have many topics to be discussed. They have a great job and a very difficult job in the coming period. What are the priorities that they should on their agenda in the parliament?
Well, the priorities are a lot, and the responsibilities are so much more and so much bigger than most of us. The thing is that the parliament is the legislative authority that we have been long waiting for since 30th of June, as you said. The thing is that the responsibility is even bigger than the authority they have. There is a lot of priorities, and now we are about to witness the new parliament members choosing priorities of priorities, the top priorities of priorities.
Because they have a challenge of time.
Challenge of time, and every project of law takes up to 3 months, and the citizens wouldn't be able to wait anymore. We have seen that, first I want to congratulate Egypt and Egyptians. We have to be full of hope today. We have completed the roadmap, and we have seen Egyptians up for the change and choosing new faces, young people. I'm very honored by the high rate of young people,
of youth.
Youth, yes, and women, Christians, handicapped, every section of the, yes, it's very well integrated, and the democratic transition really shows in this parliament, and as well as social integrity that we have been deprived of 2012. The session, the inauguration session, has been very disciplined. Everyone shows up to be up to the responsibility and up to the oath they were about to take in the morning, and actually I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic about the parliament. Going back to the challenges, not only the laws, we don't need new laws, even though yes, we have working with laws, very old laws that don't just cope with the life we're living now and with the demands of the decade. But the most important or the more difficult is the mechanisms of how to apply the laws.
But excuse me first, I'm sorry, but before talking about the challenges, I want to let the image clear in front of the viewers, especially people who are not familiar that much with the process or politics. I mean, they are not, they don't know well what's going to happen in this parliament. So the jobs of the parliament in the coming period of time, the authorities of the parliament in this time. Some people, they don't know the authorities given to the parliament. That's why they don't know what's going to happen in the coming period. So I want to make things clear and let them know what are the authorities of the parliament.
Okay, in another word for the parliament, it's the people's house. Supposedly the people are being represented and have authorities through the members of the parliament they have chosen. To do what? To supervise or watch the government's work, okay, or the government's achievements, and to legislate.
So monitoring and
legislation, yes, correctly.
Okay.
And the people now are waiting for things that would impact their daily lives, their everyday life. I guess one of the priorities would be, and hopefully someone would come up with this topic, is the health sector. The health sector, the culture, education, of course. We have seen the president yesterday made up a committee for developing the curriculums, and hopefully this will be the top priorities. It's time to stop looking for the political gain, to stop looking coalitions and to really work and serve for the people and legislate laws that would impact their daily lives, traffic laws, healthcare sector. We really have to see difference in our daily lives because that's what we have been waiting for. Mm-hmm. That's the change that we have been calling for as well.
Okay, we talked about the wide representation of women, of youth, of farmers, I want to talk about the representation of those categories in the People's Assembly.
I'm honored by the representation of women, mm-hmm. being a woman myself, mm-hmm. 89 women, that's historic. That's compared to the rate of women participations in 2012. We're talking about 89 women in comparison to 13 women in the Parliament of 2012, and Egypt was in the lowest rates, even before Somalia, in women's representation in the Parliament of 2012. So
it's an unprecedented number.
It's an honorable number, 89 women, and they will be taking a role not only in legislations that have to do with women, but they will be sharing in our in every legislation, and that's natural because women are half of the society, or even more.
So, but talking about their participation in things that matter more for women, what do you think should be the priorities on their agenda as women in the People's Assembly?
Well, I hope they wouldn't only focus on women issue. I hope they would be working on all of the issues.
Of course, they will be working on all issues, but I mean talking about
gender equality now, and we have gender equality now by the Constitution. So, but basically, they will be focusing on women issue. Violence against women, that's one thing. Harassment, of course, mm-hmm. and education of women. Mm-hmm. in rural areas especially, and I believe so much in the women, a female member of parliaments, and I know that they will be doing a great job on those topics.
Okay, so talking about a message to people, I mean, as a woman now, you are talking to people, and an active woman actually, so talking to people and giving them a message regarding the parliament. Opinions differed in the parliamentary elections, and we saw that. So, and now we have a parliament. It's the final and the third step of the roadmap. What would you tell people regarding the coming period of time, especially that it's really critical? And congratulations, we have a parliament now.
Yes, congratulations, and hopefully it will be working on the critical issues, as you said. We have very, very critical issues, and well, the people have done their part. They have joined in the democratic transition. They have joined in the democratic elections of the parliament. They cannot ask for more. Now it's time to give them back, and now it's time to have their demands answered and work on their leisure. Even psychologists say that the sense of belonging to the nation comes from how happy they are in their country. Mm. And it's the parliament's job now to work on the very basic demands of a nation of 90 millions and a state of 7,000 years. Mm-hmm. So it's a big job. It's a very critical job and critical responsibilities. And the people are asked not to lose hope and to keep on monitoring the member of parliaments that they have elected. Mm-hmm.
Who are monitoring the government?
Exactly, and this is how democracy goes. Mm. This is how democracy goes. Mm-hmm. This is how the rule of the people is in the hands of the people through this mechanism. So not to lose hope. Not to lose hope in elections, to keep monitoring the members, as we said, and to keep in touch with them in case one day the member they have, they find out that the member they have elected is not answering them or not available for them anymore. Mm. They know the tool. They know that next time they wouldn't be voting for them. So they have the power in their hands now.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully things would be better in the coming period of time, because lots and lots of Egyptians are putting hopes on the coming critical period. We have longly awaited the third and final step of the parliamentary elections, and now the parliament is in its first and inaugural session. So last but not least, I want to know, now you're watching, the parliament sessions will take place in the coming period of time. if I categorize, I mean, talking about the political issues and political priorities for this economic ones, what should be done first?
As I told you, they have to know that they are responsible for a state and nation. A state as the state of Egypt that has international obligations, agreements, economic and financial system that they have to do their homework, their research, and they have to understand how great Egypt is and what it demands and what to ask for in the future. Okay? So the thing is that serving the people and serving the nation, they have to
under one umbrella.
Under one umbrella, and never to forget that the world is watching. The world is watching, and they want to see how successful Egyptians are and how successful the experience of the democratic transition in Egypt is. Because Egypt is the most important nation in the Arab world, the biggest nation as well, in terms of population and also. And we don't have to underestimate the elite of Egypt. We have elite of politicians, educators, musicians. We have to be up to that. And not to underestimate any of Egypt's demands and to cope with the future and to cope with the world. We have lost a lot of time, and now we have to make it up.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sarah Kira, political analyst and researcher. Thank you so much for joining me here.
And thank you, and good afternoon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we'll go for a short break, and then we'll be back to continue with our news bulletin. Stay tuned.
نبدأ الآن دكتور توفيق.